Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Sports Talk and the Success Table. I am Zach Barnett. Let's get into this interview today. But before that, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get all our up-to-date content. Let's get into the interview. Mr. Bo, how did you get involved with football as a kid?
I was just playing playground stuff at first. I had a few kids that I went to school with that had me, come ask me to come play on the Little League team. I remember I was trying to try out for one of the teams in my local neighborhood, and for some reason, the tryout never showed up, and I remember being heartbroken. So I went out and played with these kids I went to school with, and, I never looked back. And I feel like once I stepped on that field, it changed me. Football was just an amazing sport that gave me so much and offered me so much, and I'm so glad to have been able to play it.
I hear you, man. So with football itself, what inspired you to play it besides playing with your the kids in your neighborhood?
I always, tell people that football was the one thing that just allowed you to use pretty much every single gift that God had given you. You could run, you could jump, you could yell, you could scream, you could dance, you could hit people, you get hit. Like, it just allows so much different stuff, and there's so many things that you can just only do on a football field. Most people can't walk into their employer or to their job and just scream or talk shit to their coworker, or talk stuff to their competition like you can in football. It's just a great competitive atmosphere that just allows your competitive juices to flow and for you to really express who you are and all the gifts that God gave you.
I hear you, man. So up to your high school career, what was the teammates that stood out to you that took their experience in football and gave it to you and gave you motivation, and likewise with the coaches?
We had a really, really nice, I went to a kind of a Catholic high school here in Denver, and they were known for the football program. So, everyone liked to say that they recruit. I don't know how true that is, but I ended up going there, and a lot of good players ended up going there. So we had a nice, diverse group of kids from all over the city. And it was great to be able to meet all these kids with different backgrounds, different economic statuses and stuff. And, when you're on the football field, none of that stuff matters. So, we all got there early. They were kind of an advanced program like college. You get there earlier. If you got to go to summer school, you go to summer school, you start training and working out with the guys. And, you're getting introduced to something new. So it was great to get to high school and get to introduce to a new way of playing football, to really train and to really start building my body up and working on the other aspects of my game, the strength, the speed, that type of stuff. It's always great, when you're in high school that your freshman guys those are your boys. So I didn't get to play on my freshman team. I played, varsity after my first JV game, and I never looked back, but it was still great just to be up there, with my freshman guys and support them and, being able to just learn from the older guys, playing varsity. So I had a blessed path for sure.
I hear you, man. I know every coach or a football coach has their mottos. No, mine in high school was excuses that are the tools of the incompetent. But as a guy like yourself, did your head coach have any motto?
My favorite coach obviously is Matt Brown. You see him right now. He's the swaggiest college coach in NCAA. He taught us so much. And, one of the things he always used to preach to us was just about just being a person of integrity. And that was stretches so much beyond the football field, but it also helps you be a good teammate, helps you be a good person, helps you be a good student, which is something that's a requirement to be able to play athletics. You can't have one without the other. You can't play if you don't take care of your classroom. So, that integrity is about being accountable for your actions and just being a good person. And these are all things that you just need to be successful in life, no matter what career or path you choose. So, Mac Brown really, really preached to us about just that integrity and that accountability.
I hear you, man. So, with your high school career, what was some of your best moments?
I was just talking to my dad a little bit ago. I went to Texas A&M football camp when I was 16. He sent me down there to just kind of measure myself against better talent. You go down to one of these Texas camps and, you're playing against all the best kids in Texas and Louisiana and some of the surrounding states. So it really gave me a measure of, where I was. This is my sophomore year. I'm 16 years old. Only kid from, anywhere else outside those, that little radius of those guys are in. I didn't talk like them, but, once again, I get to go back to, when you step on the field, everything is different and everybody is, more gelled together no matter where you're from. So that was a great moment for me in my high school career, just to go and play against better competition. And it gave me so much confidence coming back into my junior and senior season, playing in Colorado, just knowing that I can compete at the highest level with some of the best players in the country. So, that was huge for me as a player, just to get that confidence. And, I really took my game to another level after that.
Yeah, I don't about those other athletes. I don't know if they experienced the same level of passion like you, because you had those knee injuries and came back from ACL. I don't think those other guys.
Yeah, that's just the injury part was, devastating for me, and to be able to have came back and fight through that adversity, it was huge for me. It's definitely helped me persevere in everything I'm in life, with the transition of, football to, my second career and those type of things. But yeah, it was a dark time, and injury is a part of the game. But to have devastating injuries and have people stop believing in you, and the doubters are creeping in, and the haters are creeping in, and you got all this stuff going in your head, and you're still a young kid. You're still figuring out and growing, and so it was a tough time. But like I said, I'm so thankful that I kept working and I stuck with it. I'm thankful that I blocked the noise out and I didn't listen to shit that anybody else was saying except what I was saying to myself and what God was telling me. And it worked out. So, if something's meant for you, it doesn't really matter what is being said or what's going on around you.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's God willing.
Yeah,
Hey,
God.
with that with that Texas camp, Texas A&M, did that help you transition to the Longhorns?
It was
Going to
good.
college?
It was good, yeah, because I got to see the speed and the size of, guys, in a state where football is king. Colorado is we have all the major sports. I won't say our programs are as, deep as the Texas programs are. We produce some good players. We got the McCaffreys, we got the Calais Campbells, the Lindell Whites of the world. So we've had some great talent come out of our state. But Texas is just, Texas, they love football. So to be able to go there and compete with those guys and be able to thrive too, not just, get by, to be able to thrive against the best competition in the country, it does a lot for your mental.
Definitely.
So it was great.
Hey, also Matthew McConaughey with his all right. Hey, that's another thing you guys have too.
Yeah, he used to be at practice all the time when we were there. I think he got arrested. This is young Matthew McConaughey back then, but I think he got arrested for playing the bongos too loud in his house. So he suspended him from coming to practice for a while.
Hey, with your experience around him, how much of a character is he? Is he a big character?
He is a big character, but he's a ball of energy though. He's the type of person that you need to be around. That's you're always going to have to rise your game up to his level, because he wakes up and when he hits the ground, he's on the go. So, we need more people like that in our world. There's not enough people like that have that kind of positive energy that fills the room when you walk in.
Yes, sir. So, with your experience of the Longhorns, how did it come to their recruiting process with you?
That's a good question. I had the opportunity to play at pretty much, any college I wanted to. Texas was there. I had Ohio State, some of the Florida schools, UCLA, those schools over there, the Arizona's, the Pac-12 schools. But, taking my trip to Texas. I was actually on my recruiting trip with Eli Manning, so that was awesome in itself. To hang with Eli and Archie in a real intimate few days. They roll the red carpet out for you, so to be on the tag along with that list was great. I had a great time, and just went back to the whole everything is bigger in Texas. This is the year Ricky Williams won the Heisman. So, you get to meet Ricky, you see how big and rocked up these guys are. You're like, there's no reason to go anywhere else. Mac Brown, like I said, was an amazing character. He hired an amazing staff that just made me feel so welcome, and it made my family feel so comfortable with, allowing me to leave the state. So it was a pretty easy decision once it got to, deeper in the recruiting process. And after, getting to know Coach Brown and the staff and all the players that actually we're going to end up going to Texas. We were #1 recruiting class, I think, in the country that year. So it worked out great.
This concludes our episode today, folks. We greatly appreciate the support. And if you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get all our up-to-date content. And if you like this video, hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. We welcome you back next time.